Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, for an impromptu meeting of the minds with my co-host, Michelle. How are you today, Michelle?
Oh, I'm so good. Any day that I get to talk about the challenge is a good day.
I know
Hopefully.
it's been a while. We spent like 6 months together, like at least an hour and a half every week, and sometimes two when All Stars was around. Like we would just be always talking about the challenge, and then we haven't even spoken about the challenge in like months now. It
I
seems.
know, and it's been kind of nice to have like a bit of a break because now I'm like excited for more content, I think. So I think it's been necessary, but I do miss it. A friend of mine at work was saying that they're like, "Oh yeah, my partner's watching like season 19, I think." And I was like, "You mean season 19 Fresh Meat too?" Like and they're like, "Oh, this guy Johnny Bananas, I just can't." And I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea.
You're
So.
like, he becomes the face of the challenge,
Yeah.
literally. Little do they know
Yup.
that, 10 years ago, he was just like annoying Johnny. And
Yeah.
now he's like the face of the challenge, you know?
Yeah.
CBS The Challenge. Do we have a premiere date yet? No, I have not seen a premiere date yet for this, but they are filming already. I haven't seen any spoilers, but I've seen people be like, the first people eliminated. Like, do you want to see who they are? I'm always saying no, but it's out there, so it's happening. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got it before. I think they'll air All Stars. And
Yeah.
CBS The Challenge is going to be a Paramount Plus streaming opportunity. So
Yeah.
I think what they're going to end up doing is maybe tacking it on before the end of All Stars, so that maybe like people will just be inclined to continue watching it over on Paramount Plus. That would be my guess. So if we got a date for All Stars 3, correct? What is that? May 11th?
May
Is that what I
11th.
heard?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So give that 2 months, a little bit after, so May, June. So July, maybe mid-July or end of July, it could be out. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah. Wow, the year's gonna be done. Like, it's so wild when you live in shows and like series, like it actually makes time go by so fast, because like, okay, we're gonna spend 2.5 months watching this, and 2.5 months watching that, and 5.5 months watching something else, and like the year just zooms by.
It really does, especially when you have multiple shows at the same time that you're kind of going through, you know?
Absolutely. Hi, Diana. Thank you for being here. Hello, Les. Happy
Woo!
Friday. Everybody hungover from St. Patty's Day, which I didn't realize it was at all yesterday.
I know. I went
things.
outside and then I saw people dressed up. I was like, oh, oops.
Well, I did Survivor with Phil, and I was like, "Oh, why are you so dressed up? You're wearing like green, and you had a little bow tie." He's like, "It's St. Patty's Day." I was like, "Oh, right. I forget that there's actually a world still going on. I really don't leave the house anymore." Not really, anyways. Michelle, hair looks awesome. Okay, getting the compliments going.
It's not even dry yet, but thank you.
So Sophie says, I thought they were filming both Challenge CBS and MTV The Challenge at the same time. I have not heard anything about a speculated MTV The Challenge cast. So I've heard calls have been going out, but I haven't heard.
Yeah, I've heard about calls, but I haven't heard of anyone going to shoot yet or anything. Yeah, no, I don't know.
So before we get into this episode, I do need to say something on here, which is really hilarious. So I was on Facebook dating like a week ago or something like that. And like, it's just stupid. Like I don't ever really believe anybody is who they are. Like I'm just always just like, whatever. It's kind of entertaining at times. And so this person that I thought was like, okay, he's decently cute. He's like, I think he said he was Spanish. He lives in Toronto or whatever. Like he's a little bit older than me. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, let me swipe right for this particular person. And so I do. And then we match. And then of course this person says like, oh, I'm gonna leave. It was late at night. It was like 3 a.m. that I was like in bed, like just like swiping. And he's like, oh, it's like, too bad. Like I'm leaving in the morning to go back to Dubai, but I'll be back to Toronto soon. I was like, okay, like of course, like you're leaving in a couple of hours to go back to Dubai. It's not even like, anyway. So I was like, Sure. So I'm humoring it like quite a bit. And there's pictures of like this person with like dogs. And I'm like, so what are you doing with your dogs? And he's like, oh, my dogs aren't here. My dogs are back. Like just asking a lot of questions. So
Right.
apparently he's now saying that he's from Spain, but he lives in Abu Dhabi, and I'm like, so do you speak Arabic and Spanish? He's like, yeah, I speak both well. I'm like, okay, sure. So just like this is all these lies, but I'm just like humoring it because it's
Yeah.
loosely entertaining. And he's like, well, I'm gonna really tired, but do you mind if we talk on WhatsApp? And I was like, oh, the WhatsApp game. Usually I think WhatsApp game is like to start to try to send like dick pics or dick videos, but
Mhm.
I'm learning now that I think it's actually to get your phone number so other people
Yeah.
can call you and scam you, right? So when I was like, sure,
Oh.
whatever. So this person just like messages me and whatever, and he said that he's a plastic surgeon in Abu Dhabi, and the reason why he was in Toronto because he was doing house calls. Okay, so it's like he's like checking up on his patients. I'm like, it's so inane. I'm like,
Like,
okay,
have you
whatever.
seen the Tinder Swindler yet? Because
I haven't seen the Tinder
this
Swindler,
isn't
but like, there's no way that I would ever give
Queen.
anybody a cent.
Yeah, no, fair.
Like, you know what I mean? Like when people, like I've seen some TikToks of people getting Tinder swindled told by like these women from like the Caribbean. They're like, what do you want my money for? And like, they just like go off on them, which is so funny. But like there's no way that I would ever give anybody a cent. Like I won't even give the government a cent when they call me harassing me. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
I'm definitely not gonna give this random person. So I'm still trying to humor him. And I was like, okay, so how about you write on a piece of paper my name, like, and so like I could see it. And so I can't really, I don't know if I could actually send a person's picture on this, but I'm going to show you. I zoomed in on the picture of them writing my name. So this is the picture. Like I zoomed in. I'm like, that is not a real picture. That is you using Photoshop. And it says, why are you
Yeah.
doubting me, Chantele? With like Illustrator or Photoshop freeform handwriting. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely not it's not an actual person that wrote and it held it up and held a folder. You know what I mean? Like he
So
definitely like
this isn't even a person
I
that's
don't. Well, I
talking.
mean, there's a person there because they keep on calling me now. So they were calling me before I went live, and I was like, I'm not coming live. Like, send me a video because I don't believe that you're real, whatever." And then he's now calling me fake. So I sent this person this stream so he could see that I'm a real person, and that I got you your number, buddy. Like literally. So, anyways, I just needed to bring that up because
That's amazing. I
he
love
says
it.
that I'm a fake. And like I'm just like, I'm not fake at all. If you want to see me as a live person, I don't want to have a video chat with some weirdo. Like it's just like you can come onto my live and support the live here. So this is me in the middle of being Facebook dating swindled, but like not at all. But
I didn't
it's
even know
loosely
Facebook
entertaining.
dating was a thing.
It's not really a thing, but like you get like little notifications and it has like a little like, oh, someone liked you. And you're just
Oh.
like, oh, okay, like who liked me? One thing I do like about it is that like sometimes if you have mutual friends, you can actually go look at their full profile. And so I'm like, oh, let's see who that actual person
Ooh.
actually is. But like I've never really messaged with anybody that was a
Right.
potential. You know what I mean? It's still
Right.
everybody's quite sketchy, I would say, that's on Facebook dating. But it's just like another swipe, like activity.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, so that's what was going on when you messaged me, and I was like, oh, I should get ready. So this is up to date and live. What's going on in my dating life?
In real time.
It's real time happening right now. Like, what would be ideal if he called me right now? Anyways, so that's what's going on with me. I did want to mention that little story to you, and so that if he ever watches this video, Andreas, apparently living in Dubai, I got your number. All right, so let's get through these comments, and then we're gonna get through this cast. So are you excited though in general about the CBS challenge? Like I know you were saying that you're craving it a little bit more now, that we haven't been talking
Yeah.
about for 3 months or so. But so are you excited for the CBS cast, like, or like this new series? Like, what are your actual thoughts just about the series
Well,
itself?
I mean, when it comes to the challenge, it's so much about casting for me. Like, I get excited about the people I'm going to see. and then people can surprise you, and rookies can surprise you, and things can change. And so all in all, I need to be reminded of the cast to give my full opinion. But in general, I think that, as I think you've mentioned in the past, that like I think MTV made a mistake, like giving up this title, because like now all these people are just taking it, and it just seems like it's exploding too much. I'm overwhelmed by how many things are going to be happening, and I don't love that, but I do love excitement about the challenge. I just don't see it helping MTV's The Challenges. Like maybe it will, but like I think it's just becoming a new era, and it's just changing. And I don't love change all the time. So,
Well, I'm looking at this logo and it still has MTV on here. Like,
Yeah.
which I thought was
So maybe
interesting.
it's like a combo, like maybe it's a partnership, you
Well,
know?
they're from the same company, but it definitely is CBS. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely using CBS cast. Anybody that's been on MTV is not going to be part of the challenge War of the Worlds. Now,
Right.
one thing that's like drives me crazy about this whole thing is the fact that why are they using War of the Worlds? Because there was already War of the
Yeah.
Worlds 1, War of the Worlds 2 on MTV. It was 2 seasons not very long ago. Like, why couldn't they take this concept, go over to CBS and you could do it exactly the same, call it something completely different, and I'd probably be super hyped about it. But it's the fact that they're
Yeah.
trying to steal like something that's great about the challenge and then make it CBS and just kind of like discard MTV's input about it. I feel like it's just kind of like an older brother taking a younger brother's ideas. You know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
seems a little bit plagiarism kind of
Yeah. I agree.
manipulative. So I'm not happy. This is a good thought though. I think that it will come around the time of Big Brother, so that makes
Mm.
sense. So I have heard, I don't know if it's just people's like thought process, that maybe it would be Big Brother and then afterwards the challenge would be airing as like, so Big Brother's fans would just go right on to watch the challenge. So I wouldn't be surprised if they started at the same time as
Mm.
Big Brother 24.
Right.
That makes sense to me. The challenge CBS right after Big Brother. If it debuts in July, that would be awesome. I mean, hello, Felix. Happy weekend. Hi, Jameson. So I know everyone has low expectations, but I wait until the premieres before I make an opinion. I only know of all the BB people, some Survivor and some The Amazing Race. I don't know any of the Love Island people. So we're gonna get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
these people
I do
for
agree with
sure.
that. Because I don't know everybody when it comes to, for me, The Amazing Race and Love Island. Some of the people I haven't watched every season of the more recent Amazing Races though, so there's new people I could get
There's only
excited
2
about.
people, don't worry. 3 people.
Oh, never
So
mind.
1 person you'll know and 2 people you probably won't know.
Right.
So Sophie also said, did we hear about the Netflix is going to be doing a version of the challenge with the Netflix reality show cast? Yes. So I might have sent you that. No?
It's ringing a
Maybe.
bell, but not
So
really. I
anyways,
wasn't sure if it was
Netflix is taking
serious.
all their reality show people and they're doing a challenge type competition show with those
Oh,
previous
okay. Well, that's not going to
pre-casted.
be the same thing though, because that's
No.
not like an athletic like it's not
No, it
like
will
a
be. It's going to
fully.
be the challenge, but they're going to be casting people from Love is Blind and Too Hot to
But is
Handle
it with
and
MTV as well?
no,
But I don't think the challenges will be like the challenges. I think they'll be
you
like
don't think?
really stupid, easy things that they'll hook up, and like challenges on like those, like on Love Island challenges, or like, you know what I mean. I don't see it
I
being like
mean,
hard
I
challenges.
see what you're saying, but I'm thinking that they are wanting to dip into the challenge and have it be like physical. Like I
I
don't
don't
think it's going to
know.
be silly. I don't even think MTV's The Challenge is going to be like as easy as Champs versus Pros or Champs versus Stars. Like I think that they're going to go and try to be pretty hardcore about
Yeah,
it.
I'm not interested in this Netflix one at all.
I mean, I'm going
I
to watch
don't.
it, but
Yeah.
not that excited. Hi, Natalie. Are we surprised that there's no Hannah from BB23 in this upcoming season? I'm not, just because I believe she's doing her master's right now. So I think that she's just kind of invested in school.
Hmm.
That's my thought.
She's
So
also
with the
quite small, so she would have trouble depending on who else is on the season. You know?
how small? Like she's like 5'3", 3. No.
I don't know how small she is. She just looks like the same size as Amber. Amber M.
Oh, I mean, she could be that small, but I think Tiffany's that small, and she's on the show.
Yeah.
So Sophie also says with this challenge CBS, it could get new viewers to go and watch the MTV version. Yeah, but the thing is with the MTV version is that not everybody has MTV. Everybody has the challenge. And so that's why it was always such a niche audience. People that like when I found you, I was like, oh my God, someone else watches the challenge because it wasn't the easiest to watch when it was in its like the beginning years. It was like a specialty channel for us, anyways, in Canada that you'd have to definitely pay as an add-on from basic cable. So not everybody that I knew was watching it because it wasn't something that their parents subscribed to. So I don't know if it's going to bring more people to MTV The Challenge, but it's definitely going to bring people to CBS The Challenge. I think it's going to be a success for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Taboo, thank you for being here. So what are you covering now? It's like I'm everywhere nowadays. I'm not everywhere. Come on.
You are everywhere in the best way.
She does it all. Big Brother. I'm doing and the Survivor. And
you're doing Real Housewives?
Oh, doing one of the Real Housewives. Yes. I think that's it though. Oh, and Australian Survivor. Oh, thank you for the super sticker. Much appreciated, Liza. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a happy weekend for sure. Yay. So I heard a rumor about filming, if you want to know.
As long as it's not about any eliminations or things like that, like someone leaving the game, I don't want to know necessarily. But
yeah, I don't want it to. Things. Don't want it to ruin our draft list when we do them, and I don't want it to ruin us knowing anything about who would potentially could win the season. So
yeah,
if it's that loose, go for it. Thank you for being here, DM. Yeah, you said so shady. What's so shady? Oh, that I'm everywhere. Oh shoot! I didn't want to hear that. Oh no! I don't want to know any boot lists. I thought that he wasn't actually on the season though, so
hopefully not. No spoilers, Pete.
No spoilers. 0 spoilers. Like this is just about who is a rumored cast. That's it. We don't want to know boot lists at all. Well, we won't be picking him.
Well, I'm not looking at the comments, so.
Okay, well, sorry, I didn't mean to post that then. Yes, I know. I was trying to get Fanta in on this, but Fanta was unable to. I'm sure we'll have another opportunity when the official cast list comes out. We'll all get together, we'll do our draft picks, and we'll talk about this cast again. Absolutely, Jameson. Oh, so mad. I understand that you're sorry, but most of the time, unless it's a spoiler, like posting for most podcasters, like nobody wants to know the spoilers, like unless it's specifically a spoilers show. Even if I do Big Brother, I usually wait until the end of the episode to do spoilers because I know not everybody wants to know what happens later down the road, which I definitely don't, because it just makes me not enjoy the challenge. I couldn't get the cool girl Fanta with us. No,
she's too cool. She's honestly so cool. She can't just like do this all the time. She's got shit to do.
Yes, and she's also
unlike
West Coast,
me.
So our our schedules sometimes don't line up that well, just because she works during the day and timing wise, it doesn't always fit when we are available for each other. Okay, so let's get to this cast list that has speculated, we'll say, rumored. And so we can see. So Michelle, did you watch Love Island any of the seasons?
I saw the season with Celie and Justine.
Okay.
Sally?
That's good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The one where Justine won. I've seen that season.
Spoiler alert. No, I'm kidding. It's aired. It's aired.
Yeah, if it's aired, you can spoil.
Absolutely. Oh, I don't want to do this one. Can you still see if I go like here?
Yeah.
Can you see that? No?
See what?
What do you see? Okay, no, you can't.
I see the
sugar, sugar, sugar. I want this page. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is the first person that you may recognize.
Yes, I
Um,
do know. Free from Big Brother. Yes.
exactly. So Alyssa from Big Brother 23, she was in the Kings Alliance. She may have briefly dated Xavier, who ended up winning this the Big Brother 23. What do you think of her chances are on this particular season?
She could do well because it's like kind of starting fresh with all these new people that like socially, depending on her level of confidence, she could do well socially, she could do well romantically, kind of get herself involved and not be up for elimination, and might be like able to get by as long as she's willing to try stuff and isn't scared. That said, I don't have like huge hopes for her, and I don't really find her entertaining, and I never really rooted for her on Big Brother, so
Mm-hmm.
that's how I feel.
Well, this is a good point. So Felix says, I'm someone who just started watching the challenge a couple seasons ago, and I'm more excited about the CBS version because I know more of the people, especially
Fair.
Big Brother
Yeah.
people, because of the feeds. Yeah, for sure. And I get that. And I guess for me, because I'm an MTV The Challenge purist, like I just wish that they did something separate and different that I could be excited about. I don't
Yeah.
like personally that they're taking the idea of something that I love and care about and they're making it their own, but keeping their name, keep like I just it just feels not great to me. But
Yeah.
I think the
But I'm excited
concept
to
holds
watch
well.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still excited to see what happens, you know? Will I consider it the same level? TBD. No, we
And
just
you are
started.
not late. We just started. So this is the first person that we've looked at. So yeah, from the BB23, she wasn't really a comp beast, but she seemed like she could
No.
potentially be decent at certain things. She won a couple of
Yeah.
competitions throughout the season. Um, and yeah, I think she could maybe do decently well. I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up finding another person that she might want to cuddle up to that might be her vibes, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, that's Alyssa. All right, next up, do you recognize this person?
Oh, wait. Is that from Tyler season?
Yep,
Like, what's her name?
Angela.
Angela. Oh,
Angela.
fuck.
So
This
one
is
thing
a
I'd like,
weird picture of her.
I know she was wearing a lot of makeup and there's a lot of airbrushing for
It's kind
sure.
of it's kind of actually aging her.
Yeah, she looks
Anyways.
like really good for 40, you know, in
Yeah.
this photo. And she's, I think it said 29.
Yeah. My opinion on Angela is that I don't love her as a game player in any way at all.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think she'll do really well in some of the physical competitions potentially. And is Tyler there with her? Is Tyler on coming too? Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay. In that case, she's pretty good at kind of like melding in. So I can see her doing decently well with alliances depending on the situation, especially if the Big Brother people are working together. So I think she'll be good at the beginning. And I see she's a bit taller too. So for like one-on-one eliminations, she could have a decent chance of winning. So she might do okay. She might do okay.
Well, she's also she was a pole vaulter and a gymnast.
Right.
So she's going to be good athletically. She was also like as good as Casey was at some of these competitions. They just got her out. Remember it was the three of them. So Casey, Tyler and her were pretty
Yeah.
much like winning every single one of the competitions at least at
Mm-hmm.
jury stage. And
Yeah.
so I think that she actually could be quite good. And I think people may fear her like going against her in eliminations because I think that she would probably be quite good at a bunch of things. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that she might be physically quite good at the game. I don't know how
Yeah.
she's going to be socially, but there are a lot of Big Brother people on this season. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of a built in alliance. And I have heard that there's been some pre-gaming going on. So
Yeah.
I
Me
heard
too.
that Love Island and Big Brother have been kind of pre-gaming. And I was just listening to Janelle and McCrae talking yesterday, and
Yeah.
they mentioned Janelle mentioned that some of the people that she knew that was going to be playing on the season that were just kind of by themselves learned about the cast dropping and actually dropped out. So
Mm.
that is because like they're like, well, what's the point if everybody has these pre-alliances? Like, I don't have a shot really here. Like, if everybody's solo, yeah, fine, or a couple duos or whatever. But like having like 15 people that are all working together at the get go, like, it's not going to work for some people. So I think Angela though might do quite well. And you obviously recognize Azza. So Azza's from BB23 last season, part of the Cookout. Not really that much of a competition beast from my remembering her.
Also not a good strategist. Very emotional player, in my opinion.
She's a Sag too, which is so shocking.
Yeah, but she's so she looks too much to the heart of it, and she's not gonna. If it's cutthroat like a regular season of the challenge, like I just don't see her measuring up and stepping up to the plate. I hope she does because I do like her. But I didn't like the way she let so many things happen on her season of Big Brother. Like it was upsetting to me. Like there were moments where I'm like, you gotta do something, you know? And she had opportunities and she didn't take them. So like,
but she didn't want Tiffany to win, basically, and she didn't. She wanted Xavier to win.
Yeah,
that's just basically it. She wanted Xavier to win, and she would rather Xavier win than Tiffany win, or for her to put herself in a better position for her to potentially win. But because if that happened, then Tiffany would be in a better position to win as well. She just didn't want that to happen. So
yeah, but she shouldn't have been focused on any of that. She should be focused on herself. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
don't get me started with that. Don't worry, Jameson. It's okay. Just for future, like nobody ever wants spoilers unless it's a dedicated spoilers like episode, because yeah, like nobody wants them. Just because some people in the chat might not want them, I might not want them. It just, there's so many variables of people that might not want to be spoiled at that certain time. So I'll definitely put a note though in the comments that there's a mini spoiler at a certain time. Okay, so next up is Cachet. So you didn't watch Love Island last season, correct?
No. Yeah, correct.
So definitely Cash, she was the star of the season. Everybody, including myself, was super rooting for her. She was in this kind of love triangle with Cinco and then this other person who I just forgot her name. I can picture her face. I forgot her name. Anyways, but afterwards, she did end up dating Cinco for a little while after. They have recently broken up, but she was definitely the star of the show. She works out a lot, and so she's definitely very physically fit. She's fun, life of the party. I think everybody will want to join forces with her. I think that she's really great at making friends, making people want to be around her, work with her. So I think that she'll probably last a while.
Nice. Okay, I'm excited about that. I don't have any
thoughts about her.
No, but that you said is exciting, and yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, like, out of all the Love Island people, she's a great person to. I want to see how well she does. Like, I think that she could do a really good job. So you didn't watch this season of The Amazing Race, correct?
No. Yes.
So Kayla and Raquel, they're flight attendants, and they ended up making it. Should I spoil? I don't know. It's recent, but they did really well. They were a really, really good team. Definitely a very strong all-female team, one that we hadn't seen this strong in a really long time. And so. Yeah, I'm really happy to see her on this season. She doesn't have that many people to work with. So there's only, from what I know, 2 other The Amazing Race people. But she's definitely really social. Flight attendants usually can chit chat with a lot of different people. So I would love for her to do really well. She was pretty decently physical.
Sick. I love
Kayla.
I love it.
So you remember her.
Oh, yes.
So Sally.
Sally a little bit? She's gonna be a firecracker for the moment she comes in there. People are either gonna be so annoyed by her that she's up for elimination immediately, or they'll love her like usual. She's pretty genuine in her bubbliness, though. So it comes, like, you know, and especially knowing, I think, that Justine's gonna be there too. if she has a friend, she's got allies. She's going to be in a really good position, I think. I see her getting into some drunken fights. I see her getting into some maybe showmance moments. I see her living her best life. I don't see her doing super well physically. She's also very small, but there are some other smaller females, so who knows? And I think she definitely has like the drive to try to win. Like I see her like not giving up in an elimination. Like I think she'll give it her all. So
Mhm.
like she might do decently well.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I agree with you, all the points that you made. She is small, so I wouldn't be surprised if people will throw her down there because they're not intimidated by her. But
Yeah.
I also agree with you that she's a Gemini. She's a chit chatty Gemini. People love hanging out with her. She has the backing of Love Island. There's a lot of Love Island people on this season. A lot of her friends are on this season, and she's probably part of the crew that lives in LA that's been pre-gaming with the Big Brother 23 people. So I think that she's probably going to be doing pretty well because I think she'll be well insulated, but I don't know if she'll be able to back it up in elimination. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think she'll be supported though, strategically, but
Yes.
I don't know how strong she'll be one-on-one. Is it going to be Survivor, The Amazing Race? Oh, so yes, that's what I do think. I think that the people from The Amazing Race will gravitate towards Survivor, and I do think the Big Brother and Love Island people will most likely pair up
Yeah.
together.
That
I
makes sense.
totally agree with that. Totally. All right, next up. So this is Desi. Do you remember Desi from Survivor? Actually, doesn't say here. 35.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
really liking her. I don't fully remember that season right
Yeah, me
now.
neither. Not off the top of my head, but like it rings a bell, the name and the face. But obviously she looks so different than when she's on Survivor.
Right.
Um, but yeah, she looks strong, and if she was on Survivor, that means she's got to be tenacious to some degree and be able to deal with some bullshit. So hopefully she'll be able to be good and strong. I can see people being intimidated by her and not wanting to throw her into female eliminations because she just seems like she's got a little more muscle. So she could be safe at least for the beginning. So it'll depend, I think, on socially how she kind of melds with people.
Yes, I totally agree. I remember her being a beast, DM Rocks. I just don't remember the season. Like, I just remember she did
Yeah.
well. Like, I remember thinking, like, oh, I wanted her to win. I just don't remember that particular season specifically, but she looks familiar. Obviously, I remember liking her. I think that she's going to do well for the reasons you've already stated. Like, she looks strong, she looks fit. I think that the people from Survivor and even The Amazing Race are just going to be better at some of these challenges than maybe the Love Island Big Brother people, because they kind of had a little more of a cushy life. You know, the Amazing Race people had to like think on their feet, doing things, running, jumping, jump off a building, like climb up a wall, solve a puzzle. Like, they have to do a lot of things that test a lot of different parts of them all at the same time. And Survivor people are living outside for, over a month and having to do all these really physical things. So I just think that they're going to be stronger physically than Love Island people, where their games were like sex positions and like, dare. I think that she is going to help the Survivor team dominate.
Yes, I agree.
Hi, Sidani. Thank you for being here. Yes, she was a force. Yes. Desi is a dark horse. She could have done much better Survivor if she was on a different season. Absolutely. I mean, that's like one of the things about any of these shows is the luck of the season. Some people could maybe never win a season if they were on with different people. Kind of like, I'm not a big fan of Derek Levasseur. I think that he only really won because he was on a season with people that weren't really playing that hard. I don't know if he'd be able to win on some of the other seasons where other people have. My personal opinion.
I think he would have done well, but not as well as he did. Like, those people were sleeping.
It's completely asleep. Hi, Joshua. Thank you for being here. She was on Ben's. Oh,
that's why we've tried to push it out of our memory, because that was just
gosh. I'm not a fan of Ben. Ben Bombs.
Yeah, but it was funny watching him get voted off.
Oh,
on season 40.
Oh, Winners at War. I was like, what? No. I wanted Chrissy to win so badly. Oh, that season was frustrating. I was so team Desi, and she did get screwed. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Remembering now more.
she got screwed. Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Thank you. Okay. I definitely pushed out that season. That was the first season of making fire at 4, which they only did that so that basically Ben could win the season. I hated it. Right? It was that
yeah,
that was the first
yeah,
fire making
yeah,
at 4. Yeah.
yeah.
Didn't like that. So Justine, you remember Justine, of course.
Yes. Justine, I think she's going to be in a similar position as Sally. The difference being that Justine is a little more subdued in her personality. So, when it gets down to like, once the first few people have gone, if there is going to be someone from Love Island going up, it she might have a harder time building those connections, but also like she is very personable. So it just depends on how quick the game moves and how quick she can like build friendships and stuff like that and connections. But she already has connections going into it. So I think she'll be in a good position for the beginning. I also can see her doing decently physically. She seems pretty physically fit and also a little bit taller than average, maybe than some of the average of the women in the house. I mean, so
Mm-hmm.
she
I
could
believe she's
she could do
5'9".
well. I would definitely root for her for sure. I always liked her on that season. Yeah, she could do no wrong essentially for me on that season, and she didn't
Yeah,
do
no,
any wrong.
Justine was
She was an
obviously
angel.
like America's darling for that season. I love her and
Yeah,
and Sally. They're still besties. She moved to
yeah,
California. They live in the same building. I don't think she's moved since then. So I do still think that they live together. They still
yeah.
go out, hang out, making videos. She started a podcast. She taking dance classes and stuff. So she works out all the time. So she's physically fit. She's good at using her body. So I do think that she's possibly going to be really great at some of these balance challenges. If she has to do go across the beam and grab flags or whatever it is, she could be good at some of those things.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree. She's going to have a nice reach for things, being 5'9" or so. So I think that she could be a good competitor. I think that she's going to be really likable. I think that she also has that built-in Big Brother Love Island alliance. A lot of people from her season are on, well, not from her season necessarily, but from her show is on. So I think that she's
Mhm.
going to be positioned decently well. And I think she'll be able to handle elimination, or people will
Mhm.
be scared of her anyways. So Justine has to make sure that she is being
Yeah.
social with people from other shows. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. DM agrees with me. Chrissy should have won if she had a better social game. But I think that she would have won if they didn't if she was able to get Ben out how it would have been if it was a normal season. I think she would have won the vote against, what was it, Ryan's the other guy's name? I think she would have won with the other people.
Yeah.
I think that there's
Yeah.
no way that she was going to be able to win against Ben, especially after all the Ben bombs, them trying to get him out, then him making fire. Like there's just no way that she was going to be able to overcome that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops. She's gorgeous. Absolutely, she's gorgeous. Oh, I don't know what this is. Just kidding. She's also good friends with Bailey and Swaggy, so probably got some advice there. Actually, that's a good point. I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised if she got some advice from them too, about the challenge. And Bailey was decent at like some of the challenges and like actually the physical part of it. She wasn't necessarily the best at the emotional parts, but I do think that she could have potentially got some advice from them. So that's a good point. Thank you. So this is Kira. She was from season 1 of Love Island.
Mhm.
She was bisexual, and that was kind of like part of her storyline, that she was kind of dated this guy Cashel, and then there was another girl that she was kind of like making out with sometimes. And so she has been hanging out recently though with Sally and Justine, doing a little bit of the
Mm.
Hollywood circuit. I believe she's also a singer. I think that she will do well because she's gorgeous. She has, I think, Sally and Justine, like I said. She seems to be in good shape. I don't know how much like iron she pumps or like how much her endurance will be, but she's obviously in good physical shape to a
Mhm.
certain extent. But I don't really know how well she will do in the competitions. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But I think she might find a guy though. She seems to attract
I mean, yeah.
male attention for sure. Hello, Randomly Ronnie. Thank you for being here. We're just doing a little impromptu cast assessment of the speculated list. Okay, you know this person.
Yeah.
Is that sigh because you don't know or because you do?
Obviously, I know who she is. Yeah, I don't
So,
like Sarah.
can you remind me why? I don't remember why people
Everything
are
about
very.
her bothers me. I just hated how she. Not everything. That's a lie. But I just didn't like how she acted like she was so much more ahead of things than she was. It annoyed me. I feel like she always gave herself more credit than was due. And I don't ever think she was the best player, not even her own season that she won. And I don't know. Meh.
I mean, a lot of
Maybe
people
the
are really
copying. I don't know.
thought thumbs down about her.
I
And I
would I
remember at
would
one
root
point I was.
Yeah, I would like maybe root for her in the context of the challenge just because she's going to be different from the status quo
Yeah.
and she'll be good physically um and she'll create drama and like stuff like that. So I don't like her, but I think she'll stir some things up because I think she'll be on the outs probably pretty quickly and I think she'll win eliminations and I can see her kind of becoming a problem. And I like that because I like when things change around. I don't like when one side wins the whole time. So and there's nobody in the house that I'm like, I need them to stay. So if she, we'll see what happens, but I don't like her. No. Also,
So
this is a very
Sudani
uncomfortable photo.
Speak says, I've seen this picture all over Twitter and I have no idea, no clue who it is. It's Sarah Lucina from what's
Whoever.
it called? Korong? Is it Korong? Or Cagayan. He's from Cagayan with Tony Vlachos, his first season. And then she won Game Changers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then she's obviously back for Winners at War, and she did decently well there too.
Yeah.
I'm not a super fan of Sarah Lucina. I think I liked her more on Winners at War.
Yeah.
But I remember not liking her beforehand. I just don't remember why. But that's who she is, Sudani. All right. Next up is Shannon. So Shannon was from last season of Love Island. So she's going to have a locked-in friendship with Cash and some of the other people that are from Love Island, obviously, and from her season. So her boyfriend, who she met on Love Island, they're still together. He apparently is an alternate and she is actually on the cast, which I think is so awkward. I'm like, oh, but she is a gymnast, which is good. So she's able to tumble and stuff like that. So I think that she'll definitely be fearless. So any of those beam stuff, like she'll be able to, well, more of like a cheerleader kind of gymnast. I don't know if she'd be actual good at beam and bars and stuff like that, but she can tumble. Maybe. Yeah, I think she'll probably be good at the competitive stuff. And she has a bit of an ego. So, like, I can see her, like, kind of like a Tori vibe. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
I'm good. I'm strong. And I think they're both Pisces, actually. So maybe that's a Pisces vibe. Never thought about it. So, yeah, I think she'll probably do well physically and think that she's way better of a competitor than she actually is.
Yeah. I agree.
Have a little bit of like a braggadocious attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon, you know this person. Not your favorite, right? Oh no, you grew on. She grew on you.
Who's she?
You don't recognize her?
She looks so different. Oh, that's Chantele?
Yeah.
She looks like a completely different person to me.
Fair.
She doesn't look unhinged at all. No, I think she's an amazing addition to this cast. She's probably the person I'm excited about most that you've shown me because she is going to do shit, hopefully. She's not someone to sit around, and that's what I want to see. Again, because I said I'm not obsessed with any of the people in the show, so I want her there. I want her fucking doing some crazy ass shit because she's not going to be in the big alliances, and I want to see her bring in the underdogs and kind of do some shit. Like that will be very, very entertaining for me. So yeah, I'm excited she's on the cast.
I actually am as well. I'm excited for pretty much all the Survivor people. I'm just not
Yeah.
excited personally for the Love Island Big Brother people, just because I just spent months watching them, and then months
Yeah.
after the season watching them over at Todrick's house, and then still here. It's just like I just feel like it's been oversaturated for this past year of the same group of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I didn't see Shan that much. What, like 10 episodes, maybe 7 episodes that she was in, not even all of it. So I crave her. I want to see more of what she has to do. Everybody else I've just kind of seen too much right now. Maybe second season would have been a better idea to maybe bring some of the other cast people
Mhm.
onto the season, but that's just my opinion. So Ronnie, just so you know, so Christmas was originally part of this cast, and from what I've seen lately is that she's no longer on the cast list, and she's also not an alternate. So Christmas will not be part of this cast. So you won't have to be watching someone that you can't stand. She's not gonna be on it,
Bless.
right? Like Christmas. Like, how did that happen? Look at this. Do you remember her? You must. You must.
Oh, yeah.
Tasha. So Tasha's another person from Survivor who was a comp beast. I think she's from Korong. I could be wrong. With Chaos Cast was her season. Which one she is? 28. I don't remember which one 28 is. I think it's Korong. I think it's the white collar, blue collar, no collar. I think it's
Yeah.
that season.
What a
I love
stupid name.
Tasha. Pardon me.
Oh, I just said what a stupid name for a title. Like, it was so dumb. I
Well,
hated it. But I enjoyed that season.
yeah, it was a decent season for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
She was on the wait, was that the name of the tribe or was it the brains?
Oh God, I don't remember.
I don't know. But anyways, she was on the brainiest of the tribes, I believe, with
Mhm.
Chaos
Yeah.
Cass. And what's his name? Bledsoe. Starts with a
Mhm.
T. Can't remember right now. My brain's not working for me. You recognize this person, I'm sure.
Yup.
So Tiffany dominated last season of Big Brother. She, I feel, was the glue that kept the cookout together, even though people are trying to say that she was playing selfishly or whatnot. I think she was playing for the cookout. If she didn't want the cookout to happen, it wouldn't have happened. So I think that she should be deserved all the flowers for her strategic chops of that particular season. And I think that she will be the person that collects everybody, especially from Love Island and Big Brother, brings everybody together. I wouldn't be surprised if she looked at any of the other Black players that are from the other franchises and maybe brought them together. Because, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of how she maybe insulated herself. Do you have any
Mhm.
thoughts on her game?
I mean, I just don't know how it's going to translate into the challenge. I think that, as you said, she'll become a leader in making sure that they're all sticking together with votes. But I think that it's going to piss some of the younger players off, and I think that they will brain bombing again. I think that they will uh go against her eventually. Like, I see her making it to the halfway point or maybe around there. But I don't know. I don't know. There's so many youngins and like there's so many factors involved. But I think she'll do decently well. I don't know how well she'll do in the challenges. Is the only thing, but I haven't really seen what she can do physically, so we'll see. But I think she will be a good strategist. I just don't know. Maybe it'll be like a West syndrome where she does too much and people are like, no, or maybe it'll go well. That's to be seen.
Thank you, Joshua. I was like, wait, I think I got this wrong. And so thank you for correcting me. So it was Brain, Beauty, Brawn. That's Michelle's season, I think. Was it?
Hmm.
Was she that long
Yeah.
ago? Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow, wow.
She was really young on
Um,
that season.
Thank you. And Spencer,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
guys are
Yeah.
so good at helping me out here. I think Tiffany is wonderful and deserves this opportunity. Absolutely. Like
Yeah.
if
She
I was
does,
on
for
Big
sure.
Brother 23 and like I'm a fan of the challenge, I would 100% take this opportunity to go on this show. Like
Why not?
100%.
Go
So
for it.
take that opportunity. Her business is she already made it, like hired people to just take care of it. So she has the free time to do it. 100% I'd be on it.
Mhm.
She makes a presence on TV. She's both good TV and very strategic. Absolutely. I'm definitely want to see how well she does in this environment. Yay, Tiff. Yes. She's going to have to switch up her game plan. Absolutely. She is. But I love the fact that she's going to be thinking strategically. She's not just going to be like, you know, like whenever we see the rookies in new seasons, they just don't do anything. Like everybody on this season is kind of a rookie, but I think that she's going to be a rookie that does something. She knows that she can steer the direction of the game with some strategy, whether it's going to work or not, who knows, but I'm excited to see her give it a go.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Okay, so Michelle is Ron. Okay, so I'm kind of was on the right idea. Yeah, I just said no collar, blue collar, or whatever. And then the other one, though, I'm just mixing up with Spencer and Cass. But I think, though, but Tasha was on with Spencer and Cass.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. And they were on the Brains tribe. Yes, that is true. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm actually confusing myself. I don't remember right now. It's okay. It's okay, guys. I'm sorry that.
Okay, we're not talking about this. We're just talking about the people right now, so we're fine.
Yes. Okay, so there's our guy. He's here. There you go. Ben Bombs.
Ew.
I mean, I would love to see him like do poorly, but he probably won't.
And I'm excited to see people vote him in because he's not going to have the votes, and I'm excited to see him scramble. I think that he will win some eliminations, so it'll change things up. But I ultimately see him getting screwed, and I'm excited to watch it and just be like. But I think it's a nice wrench in it's like a weird. It's a wild card in a way, so. I get it.
I feel like if it were me, I mean, it could just be my dream. I want him to be the perpetual pawn. You know what I mean? I want him to be kind of like what they did to Jay. Yeah. I would love that to be him. Or maybe they'll pretend to be like, yeah, like you're going to go and take everybody out. Like just kind of like pump up his ego and just like keep throwing him in there. That would be a dream. So that's what I'm excited for. Hopefully that's what happens with his game. Other than that, though, I'm not really that excited to see him play.
Same.
I'm like, who is that? Oh, it's Cashel. He's on this? This is new. I haven't seen him on the cast list before. He's from Love Island season 1. He's the person that I was mentioning before that was with Kira. They left the season together. Obviously, they're not still together anymore. Obviously, he's a...
Nothing. I said, what do you mean? Like all Love Island relationships.
Oh, like I thought you actually were asking us like, what do you mean? What do I mean? Yeah, of course they're not together anymore. And so I don't know really how he's going to do on the season. This is the first time that I've seen him be part of this cast list. He's physically fit, but I can also see that people might just be like, I don't know who you are. Let's throw you in. I don't have a relationship with you. Let's throw you in. So hopefully he'll be protected by his Love Island peeps, but I don't think that he's famous enough for the other CBS people. So this is Cinco. So Cinco was from last season. He was the one that was dating Cash. So there's going to be a Cash and a Cashel, or Cache and a Cashel. Wow. So Cinco, he's definitely super fit. He has like workout on Instagram all the time. Like look at his body, yada yada. I think he'll be strong.
Does he have drama with what's her name because they broke up?
Apparently they broke up on good terms, but
we'll see.
Who knows about good terms until like
because he's going to be hooking up with someone. How's she going to feel if she starts hooking up with someone? How's he going to feel? It's going to be a mess. Can't wait.
Well, he's a Sagittarius, so I'm gonna actually maybe I'll do like a potential like love chart or something for like these people to see if like there is potential love relationships. That's one thing that's not great about the Survivor people, is that they're all in relationships or married or you know what I mean, and so that element of the challenge where they can like flirt and maybe have a little bit of a showmance will be kind of taken out of the equation. And so it'll be purely game and friendship socially, but they won't ever have any of those like groupings that come together romantically. So that might hurt the Survivor people, that they're not all free to have a little romp. So, you know, Danny.
Yeah.
So Danny, what do you think about Danny's shot in the game?
Not great.
And not
I
great,
like
you don't think?
No, I like Danny a lot. I think he could win eliminations. I think he could do decent in challenges, but I don't see him having a strong hold on alliances because he didn't with his own season. There were things he didn't understand, and I think that I just feel like he's going to feel a little bit out of place or annoyed by these annoying people because some of these people are very annoying. So it all depends on how much he can fake it. I can see there's certain people I can see him working with for sure. And I would be excited for him to do decently well and just see how far he can go. But I don't see him making it to the end.
Cinco was at Oz's finale party. I did see that, and so I'm wondering if
Mm,
that's a little bit pre-gaming might have happened. Who knows? So that's a good little
yeah.
add-on tip here. I think that he's going to be good physically. He's a football player, so like we're already scared of Fessy because he's a D1 athlete, and he's he didn't even make it to like major leagues. Like well, not major leagues, but you get what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I think that he might be a physical threat. I think that nobody will want to see him in a hall brawl or a
Yeah,
pole
for sure.
wrestle.
Yeah.
And so I think that he might have, I'm not sure what his height is, but if he has even height on him as well, that would be really good for intimidation factor. So I just don't think that people are going to want to come for him. He does also have Shan on the season, so Shan can help him strategically, and then he'll have the support of the other more strategic survivor players. So I have high hopes still for Danny. And I like that, he was really vocal about when the hourglass twist came into play, and he's like, that's not a twist, that's a lie. So I think that he's going to be really someone that's going to be like fighting really hard to do well for his team. So if they start off in a team base, I think, or like pairs, like I think he's going to really want to do well and try really hard. So I have high hope, a little bit higher hopes maybe than you. What about this guy?
Next.
Is that your only thought about him? Why is he on this show? Like, people are saying
he's desperate.
But like, so people are going like, who did he sleep with at CBS? Like, why is he the it guy? Like,
I just can't roll my eyes back further, honestly. Like, I just think he's nothing. I think his game will be nothing. I think he's not going to make alliances. I think he's just going to try to be whatever. And he might get put into the background for a bit, but I don't see him doing well. I see him just being what he is, which is just in a game sense, not great. A layup. Yeah.
A layup.
He's terrible. That's the truth.
I don't know why he's getting cast. Agent Secret. This was an impromptu one, so it's okay that you didn't get to see, you weren't here for the beginning. Yeah, I mean, the cast isn't great, but I am interested in seeing how it all goes down. I'm hoping that the people from MTV's A Challenge that creates the actual competitions, like, I hope that they're part of this crew, because I want it to be as hard. I don't want it to be easy, because then it's just like, it's not my thing. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. God. Okay, bye.
Yeah, we don't need to waste energy.
So,
Derek X.
Are you happy to see him?
I'm not mad to see him. I think he'll be in the Big Brother Alliance, working with Tiffany, working with all these people. I see him being well liked socially. Everyone kind of being like, "Oh, I like that Derek guy." I kind of see that. He's pretty tall, but I don't think he's like super buff or anything. But like, he will try. He's someone that I wouldn't be mad about having to be partners with, because I think he would listen and be a good partner and do decently. But he's not going to be top of the charts. But like, I'm not mad about it. I'm just like,
that was about, sorry, a lot of people were commenting on David still, and I thought that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Next. Okay. Sorry.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, I like Derek as well. I think he potentially could be someone that could be good at a lot of random different things, but I could also see him as somebody that they throw in often because he's skinny. He doesn't really have like an intimidating presence. So I wouldn't be surprised if people threw him in.
Yeah.
But I
I hope,
also
side
would.
note, I hope they do the twist where whoever is at the bottom gets to pick who they go against.
That could be good. But the only thing that's not good is that if people are paired up like that, remember they were able to game it a little bit in 37 with like who that they chose. And like I wonder if that would like mess things up. So I kind of think that maybe like your whole pair should go down. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, so you think like we call it a pair, so him and his partner
of
would call it a
course.
pair, not
Yeah.
like individual people like they
No, no,
did
no, no,
on
no, no.
37.
I just mean that like their alliance will only go so far. If Big Brother decides to screw over or vote in a Survivor pair, they can just pick a Big Brother pair to go against that isn't safe. So it's like, I hope that that's kind of how it goes.
Yes. I mean, I want to see how he does though. I liked him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I want to see him have another opportunity. And
Mhm.
hopefully he is a comp beast.
Mhm.
Do you recognize this guy?
Yeah, I'm obsessed. I love Dominic, and he was robbed, and I'm just I'm scared for him, honestly. I can see him, especially being a Survivor player and being of the older crowd. I can see them thinking he's an easy out. That said, I think he will surprise people with his abilities and challenges and in eliminations. So I just really hope that whatever eliminations he's in, because it's inevitable, he'll be in them, that they can be something he can actually win and is in his favor. Maybe things with puzzles, whatever. So I'm excited about him. I'm just excited to see him play, and I just really hope he's not out first. I just want to see him do some stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I love Wendell. No come for me in the chat, but I did feel as though he was strategically dominant in the season.
Yeah.
And I think that it would have been different if they knew that it was going to be a tie and that the third place person was going to break the tie. You know what I mean? Like I just like why was it uneven? I can't remember what happened. Did someone get medevac or something? Like why wasn't it an even
No,
number?
it was just the way it was, and I think that season
Oh,
they
because
started.
somebody voted for her, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just like, I mean, I get it that you have to be great socially, and for the fact that like, the third place person felt more comfortable giving her vote to Wendell, but like, I just felt that he really, really drove the strategy of that season, and I don't think that Wendell would have won if Dominic wasn't part of the season.
1,000%. 1,000,000,000
So
gazillion percent.
So, yes, I'm excited to see him dominate strategically. I'm hoping that he will do well physically. And, he might be able to play like, I'm an old man, like, don't vote me in. And then,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dominate near the end. So, I really want to see them or see him play. What's off topic, Agent Secret? Who's Gino going to nominate? Okay, I'll tell about it after. We're almost done this one. Agent Secret also says this season will win. Whoops, just kidding. This season will win me over if they bring back the last place goes in. Oh my God. If they do that, I will be so thrilled because then you can't hide in your alliance if you suck. And like,
Exactly.
I really hope that they do that because there's too many people from the same season. It's so unbalanced, and that's definitely not interesting to see like big numbers dominate. It's not. So that would definitely be a way to really counter that because it's like, if you suck, you suck. It sucks to suck. How do you feel about Enzo?
Once again, next. I don't care about Enzo.
I don't mind Enzo being there personally. Go ahead.
I don't mind him being there either. I just see him throwing people under the bus like Dominic. I see him being so against the Survivor people because they're so strong and so smart, they got to do Survivor. I see him like just fucking things up for people that I might like a bit more. That said, I also see him kind of just being a follower again because that's kind of what he does. That's what he did in All Stars, at least in my opinion. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not that pumped, but I'm not super upset about it or anything. Like, I'm curious to see what throwing him in the mix, because he is a Big Brother side, but he's in the older crowd, so maybe he'll get along with some of the other people, like, you know what I mean?
I could
Like
see him like linking up
Tiffany
with
and
Dominic.
Dominic and
Mhm.
Danny and like those people, like they might have stronger, they might have stronger ties. So it's interesting for sure.
Enzo is okay, but didn't we just
Yeah.
see him? I mean, I don't mind Enzo that much. Like it's been it'll be like almost 2 years since we'd seen him. So I'm
Yeah.
okay with seeing Enzo again. I'm interested just to see if he's going to change up his game, if he's going to be really good at something. I'm interested to see how he does. I don't necessarily have high hopes with
Yeah.
his success, but out of like compared to say David Alexander, I want to see how he does instead.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course.
So, and I think that he potentially could link up with some of the older people from the other seasons who he may have relationship with that we don't know about. So I do want to see how he does. So Enzo will be at the bottom of the BB Alliance and will throw out survivor names. They're so strong, yo. Or he'll go in and get tight with them because he doesn't want to be at the bottom of anything. And like, I don't know if he's going to be as connected with them, the Big Brother people. So this is something that you probably don't know. So this is James. Yeah. So James, him and his partner, Will, they were the winners of season 32 of The Amazing Race. Really likable, big like reality TV fan. They were really good at a lot of different tasks. So I suspect that he will do well. He was also on a reality show a long time ago, I believe. I can't remember what it was called. It was something, it's not a big one. So he loves reality TV games. And so I think that he's probably was a dream of his to be on the challenge. I wouldn't be surprised. And so I want to see him do well just because I like him and I love anybody that loves reality TV. And so if this was one of his shows that he was a fan of, like I want to see him do well.
Absolutely.
What's this? Remember him? Oh yeah, from The Amazing Race. Yes, exactly. Giovanni. So Giovanni was from the most recent season of Love Island. He was definitely like kind of like the life of the party. He was best friends, we'll say, with Cachet and Cinco. And after the season was done, like he was kind of the person that got everybody together, and they did a lot of live chats and stuff like that on Instagram. He never was really the guy that was working out. So he wasn't really that much of a competition like threat, like physically, but he's definitely really social. A lot of people loved him. They wanted him and Selly to get together after the season, but it didn't happen. So maybe there'll be some love happening on the challenge, love in Argentina. But that's it about him. Okay, how do you feel? Oh boy.
No. Are him and Tiffany still dating?
I think so, because they had like an Instagram thing where they're like it looked like a couple's
No.
photo shoot.
I don't want no. He's gonna be annoying. He's gonna be, I'm so smart and I'm in the position of power because I'm with all the Big Brother and Love Island people. He's gonna be Mr. Suave, Mr. like I know everything. I really hope he gets eliminated. That's all I can say.
Yes. I'm not a fan of Kyland. Also, he drove me crazy last season. I definitely didn't like how he spoke to Xavier when he was leaving. And I'm not very happy that Tiffany decided to start
It
dating him.
really lessened my opinion of her, which is upsetting. But
yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I am slightly interested to see how well he does in a completely different setting that will be outside of his comfort zone. So there's that. And I don't feel like he's going to do as well as he did on Big Brother.
No.
So I wouldn't mind kind of like a hate watch, like watching him fail, to be fair.
Yeah,
so hopefully he doesn't do well. You remember this guy. So Leo Afghanimal, he's been on a few seasons of The Amazing Race.
Not really.
him and I believe it's his cousin have been on a few seasons. So they were on the most recent one with all
Like he
the.
looks familiar, but I haven't watched. Like I haven't
Did you watch
watched
the
him.
one with all the reality stars, like with like Janelle and?
Oh yeah, I watched that one, but I
Yeah,
don't
he was
remember
on that
him.
one.
I don't remember him.
Afghanimals, come on, they were
I
dominating most
didn't.
of the season.
I don't know. I think I got mad after certain people got eliminated and stopped watching. Maybe
Oh, maybe. Okay.
I don't know.
Leo's fine as hell. Okay. I mean, I think he's definitely cute. You will remember the Afghanimals, like if you saw them together, they were just like
I'm sure I
they're
would. I just I wasn't focused on them when I was watching it.
that would have been, I think, their third season, if I remember correctly. Their first season, they were a
Right.
big hit, and then they played another season, and then I think they played the reality TV All Stars kind of season.
Right.
I think that it's just they did 3. I think so.
Mm.
So he's I think he's a bit of a talker, and he's a bit of like kind of like a bit of a schemer. They were like hiding, they would hide so people wouldn't be able to see them, or like point in the wrong directions to like make people think that clues were different ways. Do you remember that a little bit? No. Anyways,
No.
I'm thinking that if he gets in with the Survivor people, I think that he will want to scheme, and so I think that will be fun to watch. He's smaller, so that could bode poorly for him. He might not be able to hang tight in some of these competitions or in eliminations, but I do want to see how he does. I'm rooting more so for the Amazing Race people and Survivor people. So fingers crossed. Are you going crazy?
This is the person I'm most excited about for sure.
Obsies.
Yeah. Love Tyson. Scared for him, but love him.
Absolutely. I love Tyson. I love every season that he's on. I was mad at him, obviously, that one time where he thought that I think it was Boston Rob was lying to him, but he's redeemed himself. Like he's a winner. He's funny. He's likable. He's good at stuff. Like I want to see how he does. He's my age or between our ages. I want to see how well he does, and I hopefully that it will translate well onto this series. And I'm so happy that he said yes. Like I wouldn't expect him to say yes. So love that. Tyson and Enzel will be besties, and I'm not okay with it. You think so? Just because they're so like.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe, but Tyson's smart. Tyson's just smart, and I trust. I'm going to trust him.
I do too. I love Tyson. I'm so excited to see how he plays. And then I think he's the last person. So Xavier is our last person. We saw him last season. This photo annoys me. This
photo annoys me. The fact that Azaz's going to be on the season with him and with Tiffany and Alyssa and Kyland. I see it being messy within them. I also see if anyone else is smart, they'll be like, yo, we can't let these people stick together because they stuck together so well, even though whatever. So I don't know. I like Xavier obviously more than Kyland. He's, obviously like better, but that said, I don't know. I see him getting into some trouble romantically. We'll see what happens.
I mean, I hope so.
But he'll also be off. Like that said, obviously he's going to be a strong competitor. Obviously he's strong. Obviously he's tall. Obviously people are going to be a little bit scared to go against him. So I think he's in a really good position, and I see him going really far for sure. Obviously, I could see him making the final. I don't know if the finals are going to be the same style, so that will depend. But I see him doing.
I hope they torture them and make them eat gross shit.
Oh my god, me too. Please make them eat shit. 100%.
Yes. Like nastiness, like go all out, please. So that is the list of everybody. So you already said that you're really excited to see Tyson. Is there anybody else now that you've seen the full list that you're excited to see?
No one's like screaming out at me, except for like I would say Tyson and Dominic for sure. And I'm curious about a lot of dynamics, and I know quite a few of the people, so I'm excited about it. In general, I'll root for Survivor people to a certain degree, but it's kind of an odd group, so I don't see them sticking together as strongly. So we'll see. Yeah.
Agreed, Natalie. I like Xavier because he's not a Todrick fan. Absolutely agree with you there. I agree also here, Agent Secret. I think Xavier will outlast Kylan. Absolutely. Kylan will not cover up his tracks, and Xavier will get people to do his dirty work. Absolutely. Like, I think that 100% that Xavier will do better than Kylan, because Kylan doesn't stop talking, and I don't know if he'll be able to back up his mouth. You know what I mean? So I could see him maybe making enemies with the wrong people and being thrown down there and then not coming back out. So Agent Secret is most nervous for Queen Kayla, and James is the only connection that she really has. True. I think she's probably been on maybe James's podcast. So James and Will, also the Amazing Race people. Will, his partner, was on America's Next Top Model, which is kind of fun when they did the guys versus girls kind of season.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Xavier. Yes, he's going to do well. Keanu, he will do well. So for me, I agree with you. Like, I want to see Dominic. I want to see Tyson. I think that that's really fun. I want to see Big Brother and Love Island do poorly. So it's going to be a little bit of a hate watch personally, because I feel like they're out of their element. And so I'm curious to see how much out of their element they will be. I do feel as though the Survivor people and the Amazing people, Race people, will thrive more than they will. So I guess that's what I'm looking forward to. 100%. Lastly, before we say goodnight, what do you think the format would be? What do you think? How do you think that they're going to deal with all these characters? And
I don't know. I see them doing pairs, either a pair situation, male female pairs, which will create the most amount of drama and things like that. I see pairs having to stick with the pairs though, to try to keep it simpler, maybe, instead of throwing in like all these other things. I see it being a situation where the people who lose the challenge have to automatically go in, and then they have to vote. Everyone has to collectively vote. In terms of like, I don't know. I see them following pretty close to the way the challenge does it. But because the challenge changes it up so much, I don't know which one they're going to stick with, to be honest. But I think if they're smart, they'll stick with whatever has the most drama and the most things changing around, which means the people who lose should have to go in, because there's people who lose who are in with the big dogs. So
if they do a partner situation, how will people choose their partners, do you think?
I don't think they'll choose. I think it'll be assigned based on something, maybe. Or it'll be like one side chooses the other side, or maybe it'll be some random.
Or like, maybe they'll do it like, what was that season called, where everybody had to do, maybe it was like the vets and it was recent, vets and the rookies, and they both had to do like puzzle or something. They had to grab something, come down the sand hill, and then they had to do a puzzle, and that would determine your order of who you got to choose. So maybe they'll do something like that.
Yeah, maybe there's something like that, or like some sort of ranking where like the first challenge is individual, and then based on how people do, they can kind of assess, and then they'll be like, okay, from now on you're in partners or something, and they'll change it up so that people have to get to like do something on their own at first, kind of assess the situation, and like make a judgment call after that. So yeah.
Whoa, who got married from the challenge? Who?
Kayla.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, Kayla and Bird. What's his first name? Something Bird. Lastly here, I see them doing individuals. That's the way they did All Stars 1. I think it's the most straightforward to start out. I really want to. I think though the problem is though with All Stars, people kind of would know who each other is. I think that like doing something determining, kind of like how they did in Fresh Meat, kind of how they did in whatever season, I can't remember the name of it right now, where they had qualifiers, and then you got to choose depending on the order of how you qualified. And so I would like to see it something like that, so that there's strategy going on with who people are choosing. You know what I mean? I want to see more strategy as opposed to it to be a little bit more random. So we'll see how it goes. And before we completely sign off, what do you think about the idea that they're doing the challenge workout? So basically, it's going to be led by Rachel, who we're a fan of, and there's going to be different guests, and they're going to be on the challenge YouTube and doing different fitness like videos. So Tori, I saw, is going to be probably part of it. Nelson, as who I saw.
Yeah.
Mark Long, obviously.
Yeah. I don't really care about it, to be honest. Just because I don't really work out. So I'm not really interested in it. I think it's just kind of another way for them to make money. I'm happy for
Mhm.
Mark though. I'm happy for Mark because I'm always happy for his success and he's such a true OG. Um, I'm not like mad about it, but I don't think I'll be watching it, you know?
Mm. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll try a couple of them if I'm interested, but it's not something that I'm like, "Oh my god, I have to
Yeah,
see this or have to do
ex-
this or I have to be part of it."
exactly. Yeah.
So, Rachel is friends with Tori. Thank you. Next. That's where we're going to end this off at. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on
Thank
here. Thank you,
you.
Michelle, for having this little chat about
Thank you.
still my favorite show. I'm just not sure how much I'm going to like it just because I love MTV people and I love MTV casting. I don't know if CBS has the vibe of people to cast for the show that I particularly enjoy, but I'm going to hold off my judgment until I see it. I will be watching all seasons, like the Argentinian one. Also, there's going to be one in the UK and there will be one in Australia. So I will be doing my best to watch all of them so that I
Mhm.
will be well informed when they have the War of the Worlds all come together and all the winners have another competition. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out. So
Me too.
I'm giving it a hopefully optimistic outlook. So do you have anything you want to plug before we say goodnight?
Not tonight.
All right, me neither. Other than this channel, subscribe, everybody.
Woo!
Be
Yes,
part of the
yes, yes.
fun. And if you put on those notifications, if I go live impromptu like this, you will be given a little notification that I am going live. So that's one reason why you'd want to ring that bell. Also, leave a comment. So I would love to know who you are most excited to see in the cast. I want to know who your favorites are and who you're hate watching, who you least like want to watch on this season. So give me both your likes and your dislikes, and obviously like the video. See you
Woo!
guys. Bye.
Bye.